Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of FitzRupee Cast featuring Dawn of War 2 Retribution. Red-Rupee here calling the shots with you as always. And before we get started, I want to remind you guys that Niam's tournament has gotten started this past weekend. Kind of his hero swap crazy tournament going on. Quite a few games got finished up this weekend, and they casted most of those, and Niam has actually invited me to do some casts of several of the games as well, so keep an eye open for those. I'll try to get as many of those games done as I can. And now that I'm back in general, I'm going to be trying to do a solid 3 games a week on here. That's pretty much all I can do. Gonna do something, no set schedule, but I'm hoping to do like Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. I'll be uploading games on those days. Keep in mind I upload at night over here in the US, so those of you guys in Europe, that's probably going to be more like the next of each of those days, since most of the time when I'll be uploading, you guys will be well into your REM sleep cycle, and I do not want to disturb that. Get your sleep, but I mean, if you want to stay up on my account, by all means, I will honor that deal. Anyways, as you can see, we're looking down on the 3 victory points of Argus Desert Gate right now. 1, 2, 3 out there in the distance. And you know what that means. That means we've got a big crazy 3-on-3 game for you today. Lots of big plays, lots of carnage, and just lots of fun in general. I haven't done a 3-on-3 game in a while, and they're just fun to do. So anyways, without any further ado, this is a mid-level cast or a mid-level replay, sorry, that I got from a viewer not too long ago. Let's go ahead and take a look at our players. On the red team, we've got Whitehead over here, 1981, as our Eldar Fireseer, Stinkyfish as the Space Marine Apothecary, and Kaiser as our second Eldar on the red team as the Warlock. And on the blue team, we've got Puma as the Chaos Lord leading the Chaos Space Marines, and a nice gilded golden armor suit right there. Cloverfield Monster as our Space Marine Force Commander, and of course we have red players on the blue team, always nice and confusing for me. And come HonorFace right here as our Orky Warboss. So let's go ahead, get this game started. If it's not difficult enough having a bunch of red players on the blue team, you can see on the map right now, the blue team is actually on the opposite side on the UI as it is on the map. So I'm going to try to not get too confused right now as I do this cast. I haven't done a 3s in a while, so I'll be sticking up with the game as much as I can. Anyways, we're seeing Mr. Puma do the good old classic Chaos Lord slingshot right now, and looking at build orders, we can see Mr. HonorFace over here going for the double Sluggaboy build, which we don't often see from the orcs. The metagame kind of prefers that double shooter build we see so often. And both of the Eldar on the red team going for triple Guardians right now. We can see Kaiser rushing in, trying to get that early VP harassment right there, getting that pressure on early, force the blue team to react to that map control and start ticking away at those VPs of the blue team right away. So we're going to have to see how double Slugga works against triple Guardian in this Warlock. That's actually probably going to be kind of difficult for those Slugga boys to get in there. Maybe you want to see Angry Bits or something on that Warboss to kind of disrupt those Guardians on approach. And here comes the push. Looks like HonorFace is just going to go straight in there, rushing all those Guardians right now. But oh man, a nice looking Destructor just obliterated a full squad of Slugga boys, and perfectly timed right there. Took out a whole squad, and looks like HonorFace is just going to have to go ahead and get the heck out, because that Warboss is just going to get kited around by all those Guardians right now. In the meantime, on the bottom part of the map, looks like Puma did a much better job of pushing away his red adversary right now, and used those 2 melee squads, of course, his Chaos Heretics and his Chaos Lord, to push those Guardians. Chaos Lord has a lot more meat that those Guardians just weren't able to cut down before he got into melee range. So Puma going for the double Chaos Space Marine build right now, and pushing up that resource lane. In the meantime, in the middle, as we have everything separated right now in this early threes game, so it's kind of hard to catch all the early skirmishes, at the beginning of the match. Once the battles get more concentrated, it's easier to try to keep up with everything. But anyways, Red going for the quick 3-0 cap right now with an excellent opening. You can see Kaiser up here obliterated this power node up here, and Red team has pretty much the entire map with the exception of this lower part right here, this resource lane down here on the bottom of Argus Desert Gate. Of course, that is pretty much the name of the game for Argus Desert Gate. You got the 3 lanes, resources, VPs, and just some contested stuff up top. So, kind of a curious, you'd expect these Chaos Space Marines doing a good job of sticking behind cover and picking away at those Guardians. You really don't want to get baited by this Farseer. You want to try to take out as many of those Guardians as you can while minimizing your own losses, of course. In the middle, kind of just a standoff between green cover for both Space Marines right now. Nothing particularly exciting going on. Back down to the south, we've got both of the Chaos Marine squads doing a great job of picking off these Guardians. We really need to see this Shuriken Cannon get out here. Of course, Puma will be pretty well apt to deal with that because he does have his Chaos Heretics and his Chaos Lord. If he so chooses, he can get some grenade launchers to knock over that Shuriken Cannon or just charge up with the Chaos Lord himself and push him off. So looks like Puma's gone ahead and won his side of the map. And in the meantime, we're seeing that Cloverfield's still just trying to buy some time. Has no real way to approach this Apothecary. And now the Apothecary is bringing a second squad of attacks up as well. So that's going to be difficult for Cloverfield to deal with. Stormboy's on the field. And a nice looking grenade. Oh, but the Warlock actually knocked those Sluggers away from the grenade at the last second. But I don't think those Guardians are going to be able to deal with that melee because it's charging in and it's causing some hurt right now. So that looks like a victory for Mr. HonorFace up there after that nasty defeat in the beginning, losing those Sluggers. And now we're seeing the Apothecary, Mr. Stinkyfish, pushed up against the Cloverfield monster and is causing some pretty nasty hurt with all of those tactical Marines and Scouts. Force Commander can of course beat the Apothecary in melee, but not with all that supporting fire coming in. He might actually go down right here, retreating at the last possible second. Reinforcements coming in from the west side of the map, but it looks like it's a bit too late. Good choice by Mr. Puma to come in here and help out his ally, though, and keep that Apothecary off the field. You can see the blue team's almost down by 200 VPs already, so you really don't want that Apothecary to get that double or triple cap down while Cloverfield's retreating and trying to get some reinforcements onto the field. And as we can see, Puma's gone ahead and got himself not 1 or 2, but 3 Chaos Space Marine squads, and that Shuriken will really shut everything down. But of course, with the Chaos Lord, this entire wall from the middle to lower lane is destructible for that Chaos Lord, so he's going to be able to flank the Shuriken weapon team without too much issue at all. Nice looking grenade, not quite hitting spot on, but causing a little disruption, but the Shuriken's just not going to be able to get in position with that Chaos Lord handing it down. It needs to get out of there, actually. Losing a couple models right there, and actually it goes down! Oh no! Bit of a loss right there for Whitehead. Never want to stick in there. Just go ahead and fall back. You're Eldar. You've got a fast army. You can get back out onto the field if you need to. In the meantime, up top, it looks like Kaiser's gone ahead and knocked out that war boss of Mr. HonorFace. Been lots of back and forth up here, but overall, I'd have to say that Kaiser seems to have the upper hand so far. And got to be very careful with this Warlock. If these Sluggers get low on HP again. Now here comes a nice looking grenade, but all it does is hit the war boss. Oh no! And there goes the use your choppers. Those Guardians have to run away. Still lose quite a few models right there. An expensive mistake right there for Mr. Kaiser. And now we're having several armies converge here. A nice looking grenade, but it goes behind the tactical Marines. I think he kind of expected Stinkyfish to react and pull out of that cover, but fortunately for Stinkyfish, he kind of just stood there and took it, and it worked out pretty well. In the meantime, here comes Whitehead from the other side with an excellent flank, dropping grenades all over the place. Oh, and looks like a spot-on grenade. Didn't quite, almost took out 2 squads, but did manage to finish off a very expensive squad of scout snipers right there. And now with 3 Guardian squads, I don't know where that Shuriken is, but it needs to be up here. It's way in the back, a little slow to move that up. Heretics moving in, gonna be able to Doom Blast all 3 of these Guardians most likely, and the Shuriken just needs to get set up right now and push back those Heretics. Guardians need to retreat. Looks like they might. Oh no, he turned around and got picked off by some Chaos Space Marines. Another big mistake right there for Whitehead. That's 2 squads now he's lost from just trying to stay in a bit too long and get out of firing range. In the meantime, Kaiser's still putting on some serious pressure up top here with a pretty large tier 1. You can see 3 Guardians of Shuriken and Howling Banshees. The red team in general just going huge ranged firepower right now. You can see that's just all it is. The only single melee squad you see on the field is these Banshees right here, which are charging in probably a bit too overzealous, because those sluggers are probably going to be able to take them out. They don't have their aspect upgrade. They're not going to be able to suppress and run away. They actually look like they're going down right here. And, oh man, tough decision right there for Mr. HonorFace. Probably could have taken out those Banshees, but it likely would have cost them in sluggers. I would say that's worth it. It would have been very satisfying to finish off those Banshees, but since HonorFace has already lost 1 squad of sluggers, really don't want to lose that second one. And with this truck coming on the field, there's no reason to push right now, because there's really nothing that Kaiser's going to have that'll deal with that truck right now. You can see he's just now starting to get into tier 2. So once again, Kaiser trashing the power farm up top. Red team been doing a great job of holding map. And Stinkyfish also with 3 squads of tactical marines now. An excellent looking battle cry attack right there. But I think that force commander is just going to be outgunned no matter how he swings it. Especially with the support of that Eldar Warlock in there. We can see Cloverfield Monsters Devastator doing a good job of locking down the Eldar. Oh, and just in time for Puma to come in with the Let the Galaxy Burn, scaring off the entire Eldar force right there. But was not enough to save Cloverfield from the wrath of that Apothecary, who's just going huge ranged right now. 3 squads attacks, 1 already with a plasma rifle, a mastercrafted bolter, and a pair of scouts as well. So that's just some brutal ranged firepower right there, and just a nasty blob in general. Cloverfield really just needs to get himself a plasma dev or 2 and just start brutalizing these tactical marines. Get himself a plasma dev and a thunder hammer on that force commander. He cause some serious hurt. Anyways, here comes that truck, as I was saying a few minutes ago, crushing in on Kaiser's position, flank the Shuriken, and there's just nothing the Kaiser can do. He has to get out of here. Unfortunately for the blue team, the red team did have a triple cap there, again for a few moments, and the blue team's down by 250 VPs. And oh man, it looks like HonorFace just allowed these Guardians to just run right by unscathed. Probably could have finished off that squad without much issue. But oh well. In the meantime, Chaos Lord up here taking a lot of fire. Looks like he's got the energy, can probably drop another Let the Galaxy Burn right here. In the meantime, we can see all 3 of these Chaos Space Marines upgraded with the Mark of Tzeentch. That's going to be some really just brutal range damage on any kind of infantry that comes near it. Really, when you see this kind of ranged firepower in these team games, what you need to do is just get artillery on the field. There's no sense in just beating your head against this kind of burst range damage. You're going to lose models and probably squads. Get some artillery, lock it down with some suppression, and just try to push up slowly. So blue team finally looks like they're trying to get some map control here. Red team's barely lost any VPs at all. But with this quick truck on the field, Kaiser's having a bit of a trouble trying to approach that, but now has a Wraith Lord of his own. So probably going to make, actually getting the Bright Lance, which you rarely see. You almost always see the Shuriken Cannon on those Wraith Lords, especially against Orc. But Kaiser knows that really the only thing that's letting HonorFace deal with him at all is this truck. So all he has to do is take out that truck, and he'll be able to lock down the top. Looks like some scouts trying to get a flank on this Shuriken, but oh man, taking some point-blank fire, and the Farseer knocks them back. And it looks like, yep, that's it for that squad. A bit of a mistake there for Cloverfield. That was a fairly upgraded squad there for that for Cloverfield Monster. And we're seeing that Bright Lance used perfectly, set that Wraith Lord on ranged attack, and finished off that truck. But those Banshees in a bit of trouble. Pull those back. Nice looking set of grenades right there. HonorFace falls back just in time to narrowly evade losing all of his models right there. Oh, and here's the Force Commander Thummerhammer knocking away all those tactical marines. We're seeing Mind War go down on that tactical marine squad right there. Took out attack, missed the sergeant. But with Kaiser coming in with the flank, there's no choice but for Cloverfield to retreat right there. And once again, just a second too late comes in Puma with the reinforcements. Tons of Tzeentch Marines and a... oh man! Oh, I was about to say, it looked like that Farseer was going to escape. But oh no, lost the Farseer and the Guardians. That grenade went down, but it was not worth losing the squad once again. Whitehead just losing squad after squad here, unfortunately. And luckily, Kaiser's really picking up the slack and constantly causing some damage up here to HonorFace, who's now purchased himself 2 squads of tank busters to deal with that Wraith Lord, I suppose. And try to prevent this power farm from getting completely destroyed. So we can see Kaiser's Warlock upgraded with all kinds of fun things. It has the Witchblade, which we've seen from the beginning, and also the Cloak of Shadows and Warp Throw as well. And once again, here comes another great pair of grenades. Wow! Completely destroys that entire Stormboy squad. Excellent play by Kaiser right there. And now the Warboss pushing up with this Power Claw, but I really don't think he wants to be in this position right now. He's got Banshees on him. He's got the Wraith Lord. Guardians shooting some shurikens into that as well, and he does go down. In the meantime, we've got Cloverfield Monster once again pushing in with all his attacks, the Devastator, and of course that Force Commander with the Thunder Hammer, but not going to do much in the face of that Shuriken, and getting singled out once again by all these Banshees. Kaiser just annihilating anything that comes his way. Play after play coming from him. And oh, there goes an excellent Warp Throw, pulling those Tactical Marines into the range of the Shuriken Cannon. That Wraith Lord either needs to get into melee mode or get the heck out of there. Doesn't want to keep taking fire from all of those tank busters. And looks like finally Puma gets pushed back from the bottom part of the map, while Kaiser's really just kicking butt 2-on-1 up here. Looks like he's finally going to have to go ahead and get out of there. Using the Cloak of Shadows to prevent most of the range damage to his squads here. But looks like these Tactical Marines have actually gotten out from under the fire of that Shuriken Cannon. Oh, and I hear a Plasma Devastator as well, knocking over that Shuriken Cannon, and that's going to be it for Kaiser's position up top. He's going to have to finally fall back, but did some excellent damage while he was up there on his own. So Red Team pushing back out finally. Stinkyfish getting the center of the map back with his 3 squads of Tactical Marines. We can see that as we just saw, Cloverfield Monster did purchase himself a Plasma Devastator to deal with all this range stuff. And oh man! A little bit of friendly fire there, never what you want to see. That Plasma did just about obliterated that squad of sluggers right there. In the meantime, here comes Mr. Stinkyfish pushing this position with his Farseer hero in tow. But if that Devastator gets set up, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. These Tacs really aren't going to be able to deal with all this themselves. Really not using the team tactics here, kind of fighting one at a time, not working out very well at all. Using Angels of Death to protect that Tactical Marine squad, but it needs to retreat right now before it gets itself in any more trouble. That last squad looks like it forgot to retreat with the rest of the... oh man, and there it goes. Wow. That is it for Mr. Stinkyfish's 3rd squad attacks. So the blue team actually been doing some pretty good pushes here. Kaiser's really the only one with any legitimate army left. Stinkyfish has gone down. Another excellent Warp Throw, pulling those Devastators and Tacs in with these Banshees and the Warlock. And look at them just mince up all of those Space Marines. Tacs and Devastators alike. Oh man, that is 2 squads down. Excellent play. Cloverfield really needs to know, as soon as you get Warp Thrown into that kind of position, if there's Banshees around, you got to hit retreat right away. I mean, we just saw how quickly those Space Marines melted under the power melee of all those, of both the Warlock and the Banshees. As soon as you get Warp Thrown into melee, get the heck out of there if you're Space Marines. So we're having everything just come together up top here. All 3 of the blue players now up here. Puma coming in with his Heretics and all his Tzeentch Marines. Puma's been doing a great job of keeping all of his squads alive so far, and we're really seeing the advantage of that now because it looks like level 3, 2 level 4s, and a level 3 squad of Siege Marines. There's really no infantry that's going to stand up to that. And actually, yeah, we're going to see this right here, even with the plasma rifles. Oh my god, just obliterated under all that fire right there. And that's going to be maybe 1 or 2 squads down. Looks like an Eldritch Storm going down, but of course you really can't use that on its own. It can be an extremely powerful nuke, but like everything with the Eldar army, you need to use it with the synergies of the rest of the army. Use it with Time Field, use it with Warp Throw, or use it with Phase Shift. Use it with anything that can lock down the enemy's army before you drop that storm, because as we just saw, even if you drop it right in the middle of an army can just walk out from under it, and that's just a waste of 500 red that could have gone to something better. Anyways, the blue team finally pushing back here, managed to get the VP control down to only a 100-point deficit, which doesn't sound great, but compared to the near 300 they were down earlier, they're doing pretty good at trying to turn this back around. This Apothecary actually looks like he's going to get out of there, but really these 3 squads should have meleeed him as he walked right through there, and he would have gone down no problem. Always, oh man, but the Chaos Lord, just as I'm scolding him for letting that Apothecary gets away, gets a final swing as his corpse gets run over by his own Land Raider. So looking up top, we can see 2 blues once again facing off against Kaiser, who already has himself an avatar onto the field. Everybody's tier 3. Everybody's starting to build those big super units. Land Raider and avatar on the field. Puma's got himself a Predator. And a second avatar coming onto the field. Actually, the one that's up here is Whitehead. It's not Kaiser's. But you got to be careful with these super units, especially in the threes game, because you can tend to get cocky and overextend them, and then they'll find themselves in the middle of 3 armies, and that's no good for anyone. So it looks like this Tactical Marine might get away. Oh, that Avatar didn't take a swing at it, instead was trying to attack that drop pod right there, and that didn't work out too well at all. So Cloverfield getting a Land Raider of his own, I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's, as a Force Commander, you can get Assault Terminators or something else to deal with this Land Raider. And he doesn't have really the army out to support it. The reason you like Land Raiders is because they let you reinforce on the field, and they're just difficult to take down. He's got no scouts for repair, and all he's got is the 2 attacks right now. We can see this Chaos Predator just pouring shot after shot, doing about 200 damage a shot to this Land Raider. And that's what I think Cloverfield should go for. He should get himself his own Predator and start pushing back these vehicles, because that's what's going to take out these avatars. And I think the Wraith Lord is still around. Yes, the Wraith Lord up here. You need a Predator to deal with those walkers. You can just kite them around all day long. And once again, we're seeing Kaiser just roll the top side, really picking up the slack for his 2 allies, who have kind of been a little sloppy so far this game. Whitehead does have some reasonable stuff on the field, has both an Avatar and a Seer Council, but oh man, look at that Seer Council just get obliterated by the 3 squads of Siege Chaos Space Marines. Wrath of Cain going off right there, but not going to be enough. This Avatar needs to be very careful. It's in the middle of a lot of fire, and with the full arc contingent coming up here, oh man, look at that Wailing Doom. Bits everywhere. Just, oh man, models into bits. That's what I love to see, and this is the kind of stuff I love from these 3-on-3 games. This Avatar is going to go down. There's no way it's getting out of there. One final shot from the las cannon on that Chaos Predator. Made short work of that Avatar. In the meantime, Warboss up here hacking away at these Tactical Marines, causing lots of damage. This Predator's going to need to be very careful. And come on, turn that rear armor around. Never expose that rear armor. There we go. He heard me. He just heard me right there. That's good. Never expose that rear armor to an enemy tank, ever. Because with that las cannon on there, it's a very big investment, and a couple shots from that Predator would have made short work of it. And this is exactly what I'm talking about with people getting overconfident with their super units. Is right now this Land Raider's out here, but it's not going to be able to do anything. That Avatar and the Bright Lance on that Wraith Lord just going to take that thing out. No problem. Plasma Devastator trying to get behind to reinforce it, but the thing is, if it targets this Avatar, the splash damage it does is probably just going to hurt the Land Raider as well. So 81 to 192, red team still holding the VP advantage. Kaiser been doing a great job of holding top resources. Actually has the full blue power farm in his own air right now. That Avatar is going to try to get out of there. Force Commander either needs to find a new target or switch to that Power Fist, because that Thunder Hammer does power melee, not heavy melee. Not going to do too much damage to those vehicles that are all running around on the field right now. These tank buses need to turn and take out this Wraith Lord. I don't know why they're walking away right now, but I think this Land Raider actually will be able to finish off this Wraith Lord on his own if it doesn't fall back, because that Melter Gun does do some pretty reasonable damage at point blank range. Chaos Lord sitting up here with all kinds of upgrades, now switching back to his Blood Maul from his Lightning Claws. Had the Blood Maul earlier, not sure why he switched. Possibly to try to deal... Oh man, a point blank let the Galaxy burn, knocking over that Seer Council just in time. Oh, and actually that Plasma Dev once again knocking over the very thing that he was hoping to help out. Oh man, and just look at that Seer Council get annihilated. Oh my goodness! That's what 3 squads of level 4 Siege Marines will do. I mean, that is the top tier, big nasty Eldar melee squad, and those 3 squads just obliterated it. Fully upgraded, fully veteran, and just causing some disgusting burst damage. That Plasma Dev gets an excellent shot right into that pile, but it's not going to be enough, unfortunately, because there's just too many standing still. And this is just, oh, that's why you need artillery. You need suppression and artillery to take those out, because, oh man, they are just killing so much on their own right here. Storm Boys once again getting behind the Eldar setup right here, and with those knobs coming in, that Shuriken's going to have to get out of there in a hurry. It might escape, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it looks like it's going to get out of there just barely. But cutting it very close. 53 to 169. Blue team really needs to try to get these VPs back. Really, all they need to do, they should just team up and take out Kaiser, because he's the only one with any significant army left. Again, we're seeing the Force Commander trying to bash away at this Avatar. There's no reason Cloverfield couldn't have gotten himself a Power Fist right now. You can see all the resources he's got right now. I'm not sure where his Land Raider... Oh, there it is. Land Raider back there. And that's what I was kind of talking about. Don't rush that Land Raider. You can see he purchased some scouts and stuff to support it. But at this point, he's got the red. He could have had a Las Predator and, at this point, some Assault Terminators right now to really push off these Avatars and things like that. It just caused a lot more hurt than that Land Raider's been doing. Land Raider's kind of just been running around on its own, not really doing much of anything. Warboss trying to hurt these Terminators. One of them already went down. They are, in fact, pretty low. But Warboss is forced to retreat. Avatar letting a wailing doom happen right there, but not quite picking anything up with it. Blue team pushing the center right now. This Force Commander very beat up. Has the Alacrity armor. Needs to switch over to his regeneration armor if he gets the opportunity. And, oh man, it looks like this Plasma Devastator might get himself a free kill on the Force Commander. There he goes! Perfect shot, knocking him right to the ground. Blue team really needs to get these VPs though. 2 to 1, 19 VPs left. Land Raider and Predator are up here though. They should be able to take this out without much issue, especially with the Terminators that just got dropped by Cloverfield Monster. And here comes a nice looking Wailing Doom, taking out scouts, knocking Terminators all over the place. But this Land Raider is very broken. Kaiser coming up with a nice looking flank. 6 VPs left for the blue team. 5, 4, 3. Oh, they get the decap over here. A Chaos Abyss gets dropped, negating Kaiser's flank right there, forcing him to take the long way around. But looks like this Land Raider's gonna go down. Those Banshees need to be targeting that Land Raider, or the Plasma Dev does, one or the other. Or sorry, the Plasma Dev's actually on the same side as the Land Raider, so he does not want to take the Land Raider out. The Fire Prism needs to target that Land Raider and finish it off, but instead using the Spread Beam to keep this Plasma Devastator from setting up. Unfortunately, Kaiser did lose his Banshees right there to all that as well. And we're seeing some sort of call-in right there. Oh, it's an Altark drop that finished off the Land Raider in the end. Terminator's going down. That's a pretty big win for the red team, taking out a tank and a Land Raider. They really just need to get one VP here for just a brief few seconds. Storm Boys once again pushing off the Eldar setup team right there. Warlock not quite able to deal with that on his own. Missed the warp throw as well, unfortunately. And with Knobs and a War Boss over here. Looks like HonorFace doing a great job of trying to delay and push off that top receiver. So Red Team still has plenty of time to bring this back. They just need to get one quick cap. Really, if they capture 2 VPs at any point for the rest of this game, that'll be it for the blue team, because of course you need at least, I think it's 7 VPs time, or 7 points up here, time to decap the point. So all Red Team needs to do is get 2 VPs and they're golden. And you can see Cloverfield Monster just reduced. This is his entire army right here. This is all they've got left. And that's looking pretty brutal. Whitehead and Stinkyfish also down to just a couple squads. But Kaiser has a reasonable army, but not really much. Puma's just been kind of the master, man with the plan here. I know it's just a simple army. Oh, you can just play Chaos Lord and attack move, whatever. It's working, and there's not much. I mean, really, all they need to do is negate that Chaos Lord, and then this Plasma Dev can just knock over all these Tzeentch Marines. But they do score another hero kill. That Plasma Dev shooting the Chaos Lord needs to be targeting all this ranged firepower back here. Blessing of Lairman picking up that Apothecary again, and here comes a nice looking Altark drop right in the middle of everything. Forcing those ranged squads off the field, and this is Red Team's moment. They need to get one of these Altarks over here to capture this point, and the game is all over. But instead, they're just sitting there trying to fight those. Oh, there they go. They've got the idea now. Looks like the Altark's gonna get this decap and probably end the game right here. Actually, this Chaos Predator might take it out before it gets the cap. Oh man, a dead-on shot takes out that Altark. And I think the secondary Altark is also going to go down if it's not careful. Trying like hell to get this last Tactical Marine. One more swing is all it needs, but it finds itself right in the middle of a bunch of Tzeentch and has to get out of there. In the meantime, up top, Kaiser once again pushing out into the Orc forces. Loosing a Wailing Doom once again. Catching a Knob and a few Tank Busters, knocking them all over the place, and then releasing Kane's Wrath right now, knocking Orcs all over the place once again. Oh man, it's really just anyone's game at this point. Red Team just needs one quick cap. Oh no, another Chaos Abyss going down right in the middle of Kaiser's forces, and that's really all that the Red Team have left right there. Looks like it's a 2-0, gonna be counting down the victory points right now for the Red Team, who were so close to victory. I'm really not even sure if they're gonna get it back at this point. It really determines on whether or not they can get this top VP, but even if they do, it looks like Blue is pushing middle right now. Seer Council moving in on all these Orcs. Warspires again pushing as well. Something needs to get on this point right now, though, and push that War Boss off. Apothecary, grab that point. Oh my goodness, it is so close to defeat, and that is it. Wow, 3 points to 0 points, and that's it for the game. That was just a brutal game. Just squads dying left and right. Both teams just smashing their heads against the wall of just so much range damage on the field. Puma has to be the MVP. Puma and Kaiser, I mean, they were really the only ones holding their teams together at this point in the game. Kaiser once just several times held himself off against the top against 2 different team members on the blue team. And Puma, with his 3 squads of Tzeentch, just kept coming up with reinforcing attacks and flanking positions and just wiping squads and just nasty piles of burst damage. And we can just see the carnage on the battlefield. There's Land Raider hulls, there's broken vehicles everywhere, and that's what I love about Freeze, ladies and gentlemen. So anyways, this was Red-Rupee. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as always, and I will catch you guys next time.